Welcome back to another Creative Encounter podcast. I'm your host, Juiette Payne, and we have an exciting episode for you today. I just want you guys to know, remember, we are on YouTube, so if you're there, go ahead and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, go ahead and leave us a rating. If you're on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. And any other podcast platform, we are there. But today, I have a very special friend, a very special guest, my guy, Just Steve. What's going on, bro?
What up, bro?
How you feeling?
Good, man. Good, man.
Dude, we finally connected,
Finally.
and you are my first guest of 2023.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Michael
sir.
Jordan year.
Yeah. Oh, snap, dude.
23.
Yo, that'll preach right there.
I'm just saying.
That'll preach. Oh, so I mean, the next year, it's 24. Kobe was my guy. So
Hey.
these next 2 years about to be lit.
Hey, it's better to be lit, bro.
Dang. Notice we didn't say
lit.
LeBron James.
I know.
C-Dub.
Oh, boy.
No, but dude, Steve, what's going on, man?
Man, not too much, bro. Just good to be here, man, and kicking off the year.
Nice. How's the year going so far? It's like literally we're still in the first week of 2023.
Yeah, I've been slowly taking it easy, but the calendar is starting to pick up.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
Man, dude,
Yeah,
I'm kind of behind on some projects.
Yeah.
Some stuff I wanted to finish before coming into 2023. So it's kind of crept this way in while I got some new ideas. So yeah, this month is kind of like catching up,
But you know how I look at it, because I did a lot of starting a lot of things in 2022.
Okay.
So I look at it like 2022 is like the alley-oop, and then this year 23 we dunking it. This is setup.
We only been in this for like 2 minutes. You already encouraged me.
That's what I'm saying, man. So all the stuff that you started, this is the year that you bring it home.
There we go. Come on.
Go.
Hey man,
Let's
let's do it. Yeah, bro. So dude, tell me. So you are. I mean, how would I say this? You are a rapper. You sing a little bit. I know some rappers be singing like they try not to say it too much, but would we say you sing, you write?
Yeah.
So like, what are your creative gifts? Like, what would you say is your main gifting and calling from God?
So I like to just say a lyricist. Just period, because I think it started with spoken word, and I still do a lot of spoken word, like straight up. There's no music, just me and the mic. Yeah. Still do a lot of that, but then I like music because I'm a musician. So you put that to a beat, you start rapping on beat, then you start hearing melodies, and you put it all together. So I just label myself just a lyricist.
I love it because you don't just kind of keep yourself in that lane of just like rapper, because sometimes you venture out and do other things too. Yeah, I love it, dude. And when did you kind of start getting into it? Was it elementary, high school? When can you trace back to like, man, this is something I enjoy doing? Like, when did you feel that?
This was probably right out of high school, actually. Okay. It was so in high school was when I started playing music, right? Started playing drums in a marching band. Yeah. You want to hear that story? That's an interesting story.
Yeah, I mean,
got started.
So it was drumline. So you played in drumline.
I was in the drumline. I was in the drumline. Like I signed up for the high school. Well, when I got in high school, I went to Corliss. Shout out to Corliss Southside. Yeah. And I wanted to either play football or...
you play football?
No, I didn't. I was coming in the gate, I thought I would.
Okay.
But then when I went to football practice and saw how like big and stuff, y'all can toss me them symbols. We gonna toss me them symbols and we gonna get it cracking. And then from there I started playing drums. Even though my dad is like a legendary drummer, Toka. Yeah, Tony Toka.
No way.
Google him. Like he's all over the place. But he didn't make us play growing up.
That's crazy.
He said, y'all find your own path.
Okay.
But yeah, so I picked that up in high school, and started playing drums.
Right.
As soon as I started playing, got a drum set. The next year for Christmas was playing at my church. From there, went into started writing songs, and then I started writing poetry just for like events. It wasn't really like my own thing. It was like a wedding. Yo, could you write for that? Okay. My baby is shower. Could you write me something? A play. We were doing a play.
Yeah.
So it started out with that.
Wow.
And it was just flowing so easy. And then when I got in college, that's when I really started to like it. And
so what made people even reach out to you initially to like write?
It was.
Like, what was the first?
So I in high school, I think I wrote something that was really good. I don't even remember the name of the piece. I just wrote. I wrote some. It was. I wrote this piece called "The Overall Outlook of the Situation," Part 2. It started with Part 2 because they weren't ready for Part 1. Still not ready. But I wrote that just off of writing it, and I would show it to people, and then they were like, "Oh man, this is decent."
Oh wow, yeah.
And then they would ask me then from there, I would write for stuff, and it just kind of blossomed from there.
Dude, that's crazy. And I love how you even said, you start playing drums first.
Yeah,
because it's crazy because it's like that helps you with the beats. You got all these rhythms and stuff in your head. And I did not know you got that. You know, your dad was a drummer too, dude.
Yeah,
like
he's
I've always
cold,
knew you
yeah.
played drums.
Yeah.
Wow. He still plays?
He still plays.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
he's
what's up.
killing it. Yeah.
Dang, that's dope. But even with that, just like playing drums, that was my first instrument.
Yep.
And I don't know, I'm always in between. I tell people drums or piano.
Yeah.
I feel is really good to start with as a musician.
Yeah.
Because with drums, you start feeling music, I feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Then with the piano, you get the technicality and the layout, you can fully understand because it's just there. You know, you look at guitar, you kind of like, but it's literally the repetition on the piano.
Yeah.
So I think those are dope instruments to kind of start with, you know?
Yeah. And then drums, in my opinion, they make you love music too.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not so, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm like, my daughter, I'm putting up piano lessons next week.
Nice.
But it's not so technical with drums. It's just like fun.
Exactly.
And I think that's why it was so impactful for me because I was having fun. High school playing drums, we in parades. It was just fun, you know, playing at the church, you know.
And you had a leg up because your dad was already a drummer. You know, some parents be like, "Oh, that's too loud. That's too loud."
Yeah.
You know, you might be hindering some drummers out there, but your dad was already a drummer, so like he was just like, "Oh, go ahead."
Yeah. Like we had full bands in my living room, like my whole life. Yeah.
That's so dope, man. Okay, cool. So then, you said around college is when you started like really getting into it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you kind of start dropping music? Like I know you kind of writing your own. When did you be like, you know, I want to write something to release to put out there to people?
It took a while for that, you know, because even to this day, I'm still more of a I prefer live.
Okay.
I'm at my strongest when when it's an intimate crowd. I love big crowds, but somebody intimate. I'm at my strongest when it's a crowd though. So, but at the same time, you know, you have to put it. You learn along the line that hey, people want to hear you when you're not in front of them. You know, so soon after college, you know, I started to like, you know, record stuff and just like put stuff out there, burning CDs and, you know, hopping on people's project and doing that. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
and I've seen over time, God just opening doors and give you a bunch of opportunities. Like, I mean, that's just what he does, dude. It's like once you, and we talked about that a lot on this podcast, when you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Even if you're not the coldest or you have like, you know, insecurities or fear, whatever it is, just putting yourself out there, God opens those doors.
Yeah.
That you're like, man, I wasn't even expecting that. And then you start feeling like, yo, I can kind of keep doing it. He just builds you. He builds you. So with that, like, what are maybe 2 or 3 opportunities just kind of just blew your mind? Just kind of like, whoa, I did not expect that. And God just, you know, that was all God.
That's a good question. Well, my favorite was when I opened for Jonathan McReynolds.
Oh yeah.
And
when was this?
This was his second album. Okay. This was Life Music Stage 2 or something like that. I opened for him so I was coming from, I don't know if you know AOH, Atmosphere Heaven, John Jones, D. Wilson.
Maybe.
Okay. It's a group, Atmosphere Heaven, that I'm a part of, write for, whatever. And they had like a live recording that same day. But Jonathan asked me to open for him. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. So I did a live recording, and I had to shoot over to his thing.
You said to do both.
Yeah, I had to make it happen. And then but it was traffic, it was raining real bad. So I was coming late, and I'm getting texts from Jonathan like, yo, Steve, you good? Where you at? And I'm like, I'm on my way. The band was gonna rock me. They was all there. Everybody was there. And then but by the time I got there, Travis Green was up there when I went up there, so I had to go after Travis Green. So he killing it. Travis Green going crazy, and then I had to go up after him. And I didn't have time to sound check, so Jonathan was like, "Man, I don't know if could you just go a cappella off the cuff, like just you by yourself?" I'm like, well, I ain't got no choice, you know. It's just me. So I go up there, you know. I did my thing, like God moved. But what was crazy was, you know, India Ari was sitting in the front. Like Israel Houghton was in there, Travis Green was in the front row.
Yes, sir.
And you know, and I didn't even realize they was in there. Yeah. You know, because I didn't even have time to be nervous. Right. Yep. I just got up there, just dived right in. Like I didn't have time to be nervous or nothing. And you know, God used me to say the least. Wow. And I remember I was walking backstage, and and I see, who do I see? I see India Ari and her mom. And they give me the little point. This the camera right here. They give me this little point, and then I'm walking up, I'm like, dude, this is India Ari. Wow. And like, she was like, bro, you slaughtered it. Wow. And she like, her and her mom, and they took me in the back where she was at. Me and my wife. They took us in the back where she was, where they held, just her, she had a room by herself. We just back there chatting for like 10 minutes, bro.
Dude, I would have,
and her mama.
bro, I would have retired right there.
Bro, it was
this is the pinnacle. Nothing else.
Toby had this song called "I'm Dope." You know, when Ms. My Dude told me I'm dope. And, man, that was my moment, man. You can't after that. You can't tell me nothing, bro. Nope. NDRE said I was dope.
Like somebody be like, "Oh, that's a bad song you just dropped." Oh, okay.
NDRE said I was dope. So,
dude, man, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That's
so
insane.
that was one. I mean, I could name a few, but that's probably one of my favorites. And then of course, what else? The other ones are more like just sentimental moments. Like I remember my best friend Philip Reed passed away.
Oh yeah.
And I never forget that moment was and I guess that was significant.
Did you like perform? Do something at the funeral or something?
Yeah, I wrote him something like literally the night before, wow. And I remember reason why that was one of my tops, and it was like, man, God, wow, because Aid is my best friend. You know, he was like an amazing keyboardist producer, and I remember I got to the end, and I was just singing, you know, his praises never end, they just go on and on, my friend. Some people started praising him, not knowing what it was, but they'll continue praising him forever. And before I knew it, everybody stood up singing it with me. The night before, and I remember even Israel Houghton came, because that's just how impactful he was. Wow. And I remember even Israel Houghton stood up and started singing along. So that was a moment right there. That was like. Wow. And it was probably more special than anything, you know. One of my more special.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, bro.
So that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, man, praise God, dude. That's so cool. Okay, so you've been impacting a lot of people through your music up to this point. Do you have anything in the works going into this year? I know you said this year's already kind of started off a little busy. We only 5 days in or so.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you have on the radar this year, you know?
Yeah, it is, man. My this next project should be dropping this year, bro.
Yeah. When was the previous one?
So the previous one, it was probably it's been like about 8 years now.
Oh yeah.
But I want to say, okay, so the last project I did, it was like a 2-parter. So I did it. So maybe when I first dropped it, Euroclydon, it was Euroclydon.
Yes, sir.
I dropped
that. Was around 20 because we did a show together.
Yeah.
This was maybe 2014, 15?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So did that, and then a few years later, I did an EP version, a live with like a 12-piece band version of that one. Yeah. So that's project low-key slept on. Yeah. But
I can talk. Keep going, because the live. I gotta pause you. The live music albums be my favorite, bro. I was talking to Dub about that in that last episode. His live record. I didn't even hear about this. So like you said, so I must have been asleep on that. But you got to send me that right after this.
Yeah, I will. Yeah,
I know it's hot. I know it's hot, dude. I love.
And it's like an EP version of it. It's like, and the thing about this one is, it's all like acoustic instruments. Yeah. So it's like trumpet. It's like violins. It's like upright bass. Upright bass. You know, percussion, drums, like acoustic guitars. But everything is like nothing is plugged in. Yeah, come on, I love it. So that project is low key slept on, to be honest with you. But I did that, and then my SoundCloud through the years I just drop songs however I'm feeling. So that's pretty full. Yeah. But this year to be I'll be putting out my next official project.
That's what's up. It's gonna be an album. What should we expect? A full album?
A full album.
Come on, I'm excited.
Full album, man. Full album, and I'm pretty excited about this one.
That's what's up. Honestly, what's up. And then you know what? Because we talked about this right before we started recording. Yeah. Is I'm like a perfectionist. Y'all seen me say this in previous episodes. Still, trying to make sure I push through those little moments. But with that, I know over time you can look and be like, man, I haven't dropped anything huge in a while and stuff. But then, I was talking to my wife and stuff, and another guest before, we were just kind of saying, like, if you actually just look, you were doing a lot of building in between that. Like, sometimes guys kind of like, okay, let me put this on the side because there's some other things I need you to kind of work on to get those off the ground. Yeah. And then we'll revisit this and stuff, Yeah. So, even with that, I think, and then you get more polished over time too. Say if you had dropped this 3 years ago, you would know as much about yourself, the technicalities, what sound you may want going into it. So I think this is going to be an exciting time for that. Yeah, man. That's awesome. It's gonna be good. Yeah. It's gonna be a good project, man. I got a good feeling about this. Yeah, I'm excited. Dude. Now I know. So I used to work with Steve's wife back in the day. We worked with this organization called By the Hand with these What's wrong? I say amazing kids. That's what I want
There
to
you
use.
go. There you
Yeah,
go.
you know, so working about a hand with these children. And at that time, you guys were engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember that. That was awesome. But both of you guys are creatives. I want to have her
Yeah.
on an episode, too.
Yeah.
You know, I need to get her on here. But
Yeah.
both of you guys are creatives. And you have your beautiful daughter. You know, and she's starting to blossom into a creative, too, and everything, dude.
Yep.
So it's crazy. So, like, you know, I always like to ask, you know, to support the creatives, how do you guys juggle and balance, just family life, spending time with each other, and both you guys doing your own separate kind of businesses, and still kind of coming together and balancing all of that? How do you guys do that?
First, I'll start by saying we still learning how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to sound like we got it together because we still learning how to do it. But I think what works first is that we want the best for each other, and like I think we genuinely like are each other's number one fans, right? Like I'm Nikki's. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a celebrity in my eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think vice versa. So I think that's where it starts. We want each other, you know. And then I think for me, just even as like you know, the head of the house, the man of the house, like I feel like it's my role to make sure that because God gave her so many gifts. God's given her gifts. And I feel like it's my role to not suppress that, right? So whatever I got to do, I got to push it forward, you know. So those are the first things that we lean on. Like we each other's number one fans, and we know that God gave, like, she's an individual. You know, God gave her own gifts. You know, and her own impact that she's supposed to have to the world, right? Same with my daughter. They God gave that to them. You know, and who am I to hold that back? You know, in fact, if I'm gonna be in a life, I need to be pushing it forward. So with that, I think what we try to do and what we aiming to do and what we work on constantly is really being intentional with our time. You know, meaning when I'm with family time, it's family time, right? Like let it all go. It's just us. You know, let me put down my phone. Let me close the laptop. You know, and be really intentional with that. You know, and when it's time to work, it's time to work. You know. So I think that's the best way to approach it. That's how we've been approaching it up until now. You know, just like really being intentional with our time. Whatever space I'm in, I'm 100% present. Versus letting stuff constantly overlap. And, you know, I'm with them, but not really. You know, because sometimes I am. And then she called me out on it. Like, yo, Earth to Steve, you know. You know, get with us. You somewhere else, and you know, reel me back in.
Exactly.
But I think that helps. When I'm with the family, I'm with the family. You know, like nothing is in the way right now. So that's one of the best.
It's all about being intentional.
Being intentional.
Really hyper focused. I love that. Yeah, that's the big thing we're really focusing on. Is like, hey, right now, let's put those phones away. Like paying attention. Like if someone's speaking, that's the big thing for me. If someone says something and you didn't reply or say anything back, it's like, yo, we gotta get our focus back in order. You know, we're working hard, but when it's time to go and hang out, it's like, okay, I'm right here. You know, that explains why why you don't be answering your phone.
Hey man, I'm terrible with that. But you know, honestly, I'm bad. I'm bad with that. I am. But you know, sometimes like I'm the type that will literally have my phone on do not disturb. Like you know, like I think it's probably on that right now.
Yeah, there you go.
And I will forget that I put it on do not disturb.
That's good.
And then tomorrow roll around, I'll be like, man, I ain't got no calls today. That's what's up. And then I look up like, oh snap,
I got 90.
It was on right. So I do stuff like that way too often. But
yeah, dude. So that's the same with me too, because like I like how the iPhone has that new feature for like focus. Yeah. So I always had that focus on. Like it has I put it on work. I put it on a workout. You know, trying to. I'm like at 50% right now. So we're like a few days in. Yeah. And I've been going. So far, I've been to the gym every other day. So I'm trying to.
Same.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Boom. Yeah.
Trying to focus, man.
Yeah.
Like all around holistically.
Yeah.
Because you want to be optimal for the family, like we're talking about, but you want to be optimal also for your craft too. Yeah, like you don't want anything to hinder what God is calling you to do. So it comes to our health too. Like that food is good. Yeah, that food be too good, but it's like I gotta,
you gotta know how to turn it
over.
Yeah.
And then we grew up. It's funny because like our culture. They're like, man, eat your whole plate. Yeah. But you plop and all this stuff. Like, so we got to grow up with that. So some things we got to kind of break out of. But that's a side thing, So, health. We'll do a health episode in the future. Right. But dude, okay, so you got some dope friends. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you specifically, I know you be kicking it with Chance. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So I need you to tell me how you and Chance the Rapper became homies? That's something I've always wanted to ask you. I'm like, I think this would be a perfect time to just kind of ask.
Yeah.
How that developed. Like, y'all go to school together. Like, like, what's the story?
Well, no, Chance is like, that's family.
Yeah.
Like, that's, so he's younger than me.
Okay,
obviously, he's way younger than me. And, but we grew up in the same church.
Oh, there we go.
So we literally, when I say like, his family, the Bennett family, like you can't tell us we not family.
Yeah.
Like literally to this day, like if somebody from their family, and they do, right? Like call me and say, "Hey, Steve, I need you to, send me a track. Or could you help me out with this? I got this. I got you. You know." And Chance too. You know, he just always had my back, man. Like and vice versa. You know, but I remember him just a kid, man. We'd be on the piano at the church. I'd be just tingling. He'd be freestyling. You know, he would ask me for like written poetry pieces or stuff I done recorded. I would slide it to him. Yeah. So he's just always been like just the young homie, you know. And as he ascended, it just never changed. Yeah. You know, it never. He never, like to this day, if I hit him up, he'll hit me up. You know, and now it's to the point where his Nikki and his wife are super tight. You know, they real cool. And then now my daughter and his youngest daughter are like tight. You know, she was at his birthday party. They go to each other's birthday parties.
Yeah. I saw they were. I think it was Nikki posted when they were kicking it. Like, I was like, it's so cool seeing the kids. Yeah, because I get excited about seeing that stuff because like they don't even know fully yet how cold they're gonna be. Yeah, nah. Even my boys too. Like that's something we talk about all the time. It's just like I had to. What's the word I want to say? I guess I'll say encourage. I had to encourage my son yesterday. I'm like, hey, I want you to do this project with me because, boy, you can sing. I'm trying to tell you that this boy can sing. Yeah. You know, and I already see those little things where I'm like, he's going to be cold if he pushes past that fear component. It's like, where's that stuff come from? We talked about it in the last episode, imposter syndrome. Yeah. You know, just kind of the whole comparison of feeling a certain way based off of, like, it's like, oh, let's squash that now while you're young. Yeah. So, no limitation. So, even just seeing y'all kids kicking it, the first thing I was seeing, I was like, man, this is cool. Because their parents, that stuff would just be in your DNA. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I love it. They gonna be good, man. One of the coolest things I'm noticing now, like, because like I told you, my dad is a legend. Yeah. He played with everybody. And like a lot of people that I do music with now, their parents played with my dad. Wow. And I didn't meet them through my dad at all. That's like Sharon Irvin. Yeah. You know, I don't know if you know Sharon Irvin. Yeah, of course. Her dad and my dad are like been playing together for years. That's crazy. And you didn't know when y'all started connecting. Didn't know it. Met her through Nikki. Yeah. You know, because she went to college. Wow. But, you know, we both been kind of just like, you know, enjoying each other's music for years. Right. You know, but later on we found out, wait, that's our parents played with them. Yeah. Happened with a few other people. Wow. Jessica, Love. Her dad, her dad and my dad were like, but it happens so often. Y'all should do like a project, like a was it like next generational? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like all the homies whose parents kicked it. Yeah, all y'all do some kind of collaborative project. That'd be dope. That'd be classic. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Nice. But, okay, so tell us about an opportunity where, because we've been talking about how everything's been flowing, but we know that nothing flows perfectly all the time. Yeah. Tell us about a time when maybe there was like missed opportunity or just kind of just feeling like, man, like an open door that you perceived or were trying to go into, like that didn't really work out, and how you kind of pivoted from that. Because some people will literally just get in the slumps when like stuff doesn't fall through. Yeah. Kind of give up. I'm going to go do something else. Just kind of giving up. Kind of like a moment when you kind of push through maybe opposition or something that like didn't necessarily fall through. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. Let me think. I got one. Mm-hmm. Do I want to say this one? Let me see. Okay, I'll just say it. I'll just say this one. What's it called? Rhetoric in L.A. You heard that? It's like Okay, so it's this big poetry event they do in L.A. Okay, cool. It's called Rhetoric. Oh, nice. Man, so check this out. I years ago, like it's in LA, and this is real big. This is what Preston, Jackie, Genetics, Ezekiel. This is what all of them kind of came out of. Yeah. I remember years ago I sent something in because you had to audition for it, right? It's Nationwide Poets or whatever. And years ago I auditioned for it and I got it. This is years ago, but I couldn't make it because for whatever reason, right? So anyway, long story short, I wasn't really feeling, how do I say this without being bogus? So
So a lot of the poets were starting to sound the same to me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And a lot of what they were looking for was like sounding the same.
Okay, yeah.
And
They had a specific mold.
Yes,
That they were trying to,
yeah. No disrespect, and I
Yeah.
hope this don't come off like that.
Yeah.
But I send them something different.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want to come from a different angle.
Yeah.
I don't want to send them send them what they would normally hear.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a writer. I can mimic if I wanted to, but I like I'm gonna send them something different. And I sent it to him, man. One of my favorite pieces, bro.
Yeah.
Paper Planes, and I didn't get accepted to do it.
Oh, man.
And I ain't gonna lie, that messed with me. It's like, dang, what? Wait, that piece is
But
fire.
you had accepted years before.
Yeah, I got accepted years before when I did something that was.
At that time, were they kind of keeping everything similar?
Yeah.
Like everything was, all that stuff was still kind of sounding the same at that time too?
Yeah.
Okay, but you were kind of branching out
I
later.
was trying something different, and they didn't go. They didn't go.
Especially when you write a joint, especially when you write a joint that you humbly, you know it's cold.
I humbly, I'm like this boy. Like here's how I know that one. Like I did that at Apache Cafe. I don't know if you know. It's in Atlanta. Okay. This is a underground poetry cafe with like Outkast.
Yeah. So you know all the poetry joints. I'm more so.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is like with Outkast and B.O.B. would do stuff here. And I remember I did it down there. Signed up for the open mic. Oh, you from Chicago? Put you on. Yeah. And I signed up for the open mic, man. And I did it, man. I got so much love. Like from that, and I think I did at a few other like real raw poetry spots, and they love that piece, you know. And it's gonna be on the album.
And it was the same piece, the paper
Planes, yeah. So I did it for them, man. They no, sorry, we will not be accepting it. I'm like, no. You know, I had my guitar player harmony on. It was nice. I thought my audition was nice. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so we should test the waters. You should audition again. Yeah, do something that kind of fits the mold. I knew it. I knew that's what y'all was doing.
See?
Oh man, bro.
No, it's all good, man. Those are great people, man. Again, like I said, I know, I knew some of the judges, you know, and all that stuff. So they good people. But that part that messed with me. But again, that just lets me know that hey, I'm my own artist. Exactly, man. I'm my own person.
Exactly. And then your uniqueness, isn't always going to fit in every every situation and stuff like that. You know, man, I love that. I love that. That's a good perspective. I think that'll really encourage people, to realize like. That's what it's about, you know. So
maybe who knows? Maybe they might see this conversation and roll back and go back and look at his old emails and be like, you know what? He called us out. Let's give him a shot.
Hit me back a week later and be like, oh, Juiette, actually, I am gonna be
right.
Hilarious.
But no, that's you know, I love what Rhetoric is doing, man. They've always been like top notch when it comes to like just Christian poetry. You know,
now, are they specific Christian?
Yeah,
that's cool.
And it's a really dope group of people. Like I said, again, that's where Genetics and Ezekiel and all of those guys, they kind of came out of that and did it and soared from there. So
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Now you just mentioned, you said Paper Planes. I'm saying it right?
Yeah.
Paper Planes is going to be on this upcoming record that's coming out. Cool. Now with that, are you creating the music and beats over these tracks too? Or are you the writer and you have other artists who kind of compose the actual music, the instrumentation part of it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I have a producer.
Okay.
My boy EMJ.
EMJ.
Shout out to EMJ. He cold. He real low key. Yeah. Real low key. I don't know why. He just want to be like that, but he nice with it, man. And and usually, and I have so many different approaches, but with this one, I kind of came with a lot of like I had like the piano chords and how I wanted to sound, and then I sit with him and and he'll take it to a whole nother level. Sometimes he'll completely scratch what I did. And be like, that ain't gonna work. We gonna make it work.
Yeah, that's how we do sometimes.
Yeah. And that's one of the things about when you got your idea in your head and be brave enough to put it out. Just be expected to. It can shift a little bit. You know.
Yeah. I've So it's crazy because everybody has a different gift. Like how he kind of could just hear that music and put it together and stuff.
Yeah.
I have someone I'm working on his music from Atlanta.
Yeah.
We haven't even met. We just always kind of talking over the phone. This dude can write. Yeah. I mean, like lyrics wise, he can write. Yeah. But he can't put music to it. So with that, as he's kind of humming and singing, he'll send me voicemails and stuff. I put the chords together for him and show him like, yo, like this is what you're like. That's it.
Yeah.
So cool. So like I'm helping work on his tracks and stuff like that too. I just love how everyone puts their hands in the pot and just puts this whole beautiful project together.
Man.
I'm looking forward to it. So how many tracks are we looking for? Because it's been a minute. You said about 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So you're dropping about 30 tracks.
Right. It could easily be a 50 tracker. 50 of them boys. But no, we gonna narrow it down to probably about 10 to 12. Between 10 and 12.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's real. What I like about it is it's a real clean, simple project.
Yeah.
It's not like my last one felt like a movie.
Okay,
if you listen to my last, you rock the nine.
Should we expect
like
any music videos on this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's actually the hold up. Trying to get these videos done.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
dude, I can't wait. And now I want to ask you. You let me know. This ain't putting you on the spot. I just want to ask you. So around what season do you feel like it'll drop? And would you be performing any of these maybe at a possible creative encounter in the future? Because we do the actual in-person events.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to rock out some of your songs. Even if it was pre, like you do some of your old stuff and kind of just introduce some new stuff before it drops, would you be down to do a creative encounter event?
Yeah, of course. First of all,
cool.
definitely,
awesome.
definitely. I would love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. And when do you anticipate the record coming out, or no date quite yet?
So I don't really want to put a date on it because I don't want to say it and it don't happen, and I look back at this and get depressed. Every
time you watch this episode, you're like, man, turn this off.
I said it was gonna come out in February. Here we are in July.
So before December 31st.
Yeah, we go.
2024. I give you an extra year too.
There we go. Yeah. But no, it should be out. Like I said, I'm prayerfully songs will start rolling out no later than March, and it'll be a process thing. I won't just drop a full album.
Yeah, get some singles,
videos, build towards it. So,
man, dude, I'm excited for that.
man.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta tell me. So what we do at the end is we always ask a question for the audience.
Yeah.
So like it's cool because on Spotify and on YouTube, you kind of put questions, people respond and answer.
Yeah.
So what's something that you want to leave the creative for them to just kind of just sit on, and what kind of question would you want to leave for them to answer?
A question for them to sit on. This is kind of basic. Let me figure out how to make it more thought provoking. Because I want to say something in lines of find out, what is the reason that you do it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that and I'll explain what thought. So I would say, I'll ask you all, like, what's the reason that you do it? Because I feel like we live in a time now where, it's so easy to get caught up in the glitz and glam of what it means to be a creative.
Especially with social media.
With social media. And I feel like we need to kind of reel it back and like do it for your God-given purpose of doing it. Not for likes, not for shares, not for viral moments. Because I've seen all of that, right? Viral moments are fun in the moment, but they really not much. You know what I'm saying? Like you get 1 million views and celebrate it.
Yeah.
But it could be over by next week.
Yeah.
So I would just ask, like, man, find out really why do you do this? Because it's gonna be ups and downs. Like I said, I just gave you one let down, but I get turned down a lot.
Yeah.
Get a lot of opportunities, but I apply for some stuff, and they don't always say yes.
Yeah.
Every video not gonna always go viral.
Exactly.
Every lyric not gonna always make the crowd jump.
Exactly.
But when you know why you do it, it just changes the game, right? It just changes the game. So. Yeah, so find out why you do it and do it for that reason. Yeah. And make sure it's the right reason.
Yeah, amen.
Yep.
Oh, man, I love that, bro.
Yeah.
That spoke to me, dude. And I want us to stay on track with each other this year, too, because I got stuff, keep each other accountable. Got stuff I'm trying to drop, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Like you said, my last project was at this point, I think 6, as far as a big project.
Yeah.
I say 6 years now at this point. Little things here and there in between. But now it's like this stuff is just ready to just drop this stuff out now, and really just reach people. Because it's about the people that you're impacting, too.
Yeah.
You want to be able to be a blessing to them. So you don't want to sit on nothing, Yeah, dude. So, dude, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro.
Man, it's good being here, bro.
Yes, sir. So we're going to have Nikki next. We got to have her up on here.
Let's get it.
So when you get back to the crib, you be like, as soon as you walk in, don't even say hi. Be like, Juiette said, let's go.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. I'm going to see you in a little bit.
Right. Yeah, no, we'll get her on over here. She'll love it. She will love it.
Yeah, that'd be so dope. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, well, we love you guys, too. And just thank you so much for tuning into Creative Encounter Podcast. Make sure you guys, if you want to be a part of this ministry, we do have individual individual supporting monthly partners so we can do the podcast, so we have the monthly events, and so we can reach so many people through the music and the arts and creativity. So the links to partner with us will be below, and Just Steve's events and links will be below as well, and look out for his upcoming project this year. But we love you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.